friends, welcome to episode 32 of Last Stitch Effort. My name is Pacasha. This is my knitting podcast about using up my stash. That is the reason it's behind me, so I have a visual record of it. Doesn't look much different because I haven't been doing what I planned to do for this last year, but whatever. Somewhere along the way, I will notice that this is different. I know a lot of people don't really like podcasts filmed in front of stashes like this, and I apologize for that, but I do have my own personal reasons for that. Definitely not bragging, not ashamed, but maybe a little bit of some of this. So this is 20 years of bad purchasing habits, and I'm having a reckoning, which I've had for several years, but I'm really, really trying to deal with it. I promise I am trying to be a good steward of my beautiful yarn. And I'm sharing that process with you. Hopefully we can both get something from this. Anyway, what am I wearing? This is Ranunculus, which everybody has knit. This is it Midori Hirose? I believe that's the designer. And I used Drops Belle, and I think this color was Petrol. Used about 5 balls of it. Made this a bit ago, but it is one of the few things I can wear in this kind of weather in New Mexico in the summertime and still be kind of comfortable. Not every day, but it's a little bit cooler today than usual. So, and I just put it on. I was in workout clothes all the rest of the day, but you know, for filming, you don't want to see that. So, hi, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Let's do things the right way. Yeah? Okay. I talked about what I'm wearing. This is the only knitwear I'm wearing today. Let's do some numbers. We're at 49,161 grams of yarn. Still 295 entries in Ravelry, and which is about 983 50-gram balls of yarn. That's a lot of yarn. I realize that. It's not much different from last time. I only used up 60 grams since the last time I recorded. I do have some larger projects on the needles, so once those get finished, those numbers hopefully will start moving, and I will feel extra motivated to actually use up my stash. I've been motivated. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just weak-willed when it comes to purchasing when I'm stressed out, and it has been a spectacular year for that. So, all right. So last time I talked about finishing Mark's cardigan. Sorry, there's like a lot of stuff happening up here. I finished Mark's cardigan last time. All the ends are woven in. I just need to put the buttons on and then reblock the button band, and then I can trim all my ends. So really, it was just a matter of finding some buttons. And I live in a town where there's just not a whole lot of that choice. And it ended up being kind of an awkward size of button to find. So I knew I would have to like go somewhere and try things. Unfortunately, that meant Hobby Lobby. I'm saying that very quietly. I mean, whatever. They're changing out their buttons at our nearest location, which is still like almost an hour away. But they did have a few things, so I picked up 2 for Mark to decide. So the reason I went to Hobby Lobby is my daughter got her like final driver's license, and if you've been here before, you know, like our whole town like essentially caught on fire and then it was really, really bad, and then we started having some massive floods. Well, the floods led to our DMV being essentially completely wiped out. Like there's another like place where you could go get like your stickers, you know, your whatever, registration, whatever. But really you have to drive like an hour out of town to get anything done. So we had to drive and go get that taken care of, which it's done. She's a driver. She's been a driver for a long time, but now she's like a real normal ID driver. Anyway, so is that Hobby Lobby. Not my favorite place, but yeah, I don't get out much. So I got these. They're metal and they're kind of heavy. There wasn't a whole lot where they had enough, because I think I needed 9 buttons. So like there had to be a significant amount. And then I got these. I don't think the ring light's gonna like that very much, but they kind of all have different designs. And Mark's the kind of person, he doesn't really care if it's a little on the floofy side because he's awesome like that. And he's just happy that I made him something. So he gets to pick. I think he said he likes the metal ones. Hopefully they're not too heavy once I get them on, but we'll see. They are, I mean, this is just 3 buttons and it's pretty heavy. So we'll let him pick those and then that will be completely done. I just wanted to share that to let you know there is still forward progress on that. Got the buttons now. There. I'll probably lose those now. Okay. The only real FO this time is this pair of socks that I've been working on. I got this yarn while we were evacuated in Amarillo at a place called Yellow City Yarn, Fiber, Dyeworks, I don't know. The owner dyes, it's like a regular, like beautiful little, you know, yarn store, and the owner dyes yarn. And this was one of her skeins, and I thought that was really special. And this colorway is called Nines, or 9. I think it's 9s though. And I was a little bit iffy about the colors for a while, but they just keep growing on me, and I'm pretty excited about these. I think they're nice socks. So 60 grams out of my stash. However, that was 100 grams into my stash when I picked up that yarn. So I do like using up those leftovers though, and I already have plans. So speaking of leftovers, I didn't talk about this last time. Where can I put this? Okay. I didn't talk about this last time, but I'm going to show you every single whip I have. Every single one. Now, if you know me, it's not that impressive of a thing to say because I don't have a lot of whips anymore. I used to have tons, and then I discovered the beauty of having 2, 3 projects tops, and that's how I like to roll now. Right now I have more than I really would prefer, but I can explain. So this is the Sea Glass pullover by Wool and Pine, and I love it, and it uses a lot of leftovers. It's one of my favorite things to do, but I kind of ran low on a lot of the colors, and in order to make it kind of cohesive, you have to have, or I feel like I needed a lot of variety, and I needed to spread it out among the body and both of the sleeves. Like I didn't want to have the body just have a color that wasn't also on the sleeves. Like I wanted it to be not evenly distributed, but you know, enough so that it was a cohesive design and nothing looked like an afterthought. So I got kind of low on a lot of these colors, and I thought I kind of need to bump that up while I still have 3 points on this sweater to add colors. I wanted to have some new colors to add. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening, but anyway, I'm pretty far on this. I would like to finish it, but I do need probably another, I want to say 4 or 5 little different bits of color to mix in. So because of that, I cast on this, and I showed you this last time. I don't know how far I was last time, but I know some things have changed since last time. So this is the Clint Shawl by Natasja Hornby, I'm not sure. It'll be written below. Anything I say or mention will be below. I do not include links because I know a lot of people are not fond of, you know, getting linked to Ravelry and it causing issues. I don't want to ever sell anything, so I just don't have links at all. So if you feel like Googling it, you can, but I'm not going to do a link where I feel like that's almost an ad and whatever. I'll tell you what I'm using, but you can decide how you want to use that information. We'll put it that way. Anyway, so this is the Clint shawl, and this is what I've been primarily working on, mainly because I love it, but also because it will give me 2 more colors that I can add to the sea glass. So this is the Clint shawl. It starts with this modular, like, ignore this, all of these weird things right here, like that. It's gonna get closed up when I seam it up and stuff, but I mean, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Okay, I hope that's my thumbnail. Yeah. So I finished the middle panel. I'm starting to work on the decreases on the side, and then there will be borders. I think there's like a lace picot type border on the bottom, and then an I-cord at the top. And what I'm using is, this is Younger Yarn Shire string, which was my company when I used to dye yarn and sell it on Etsy. And I don't have a whole lot of that stuff left, so it's nice to get it into something. This is Orange Flower Flora in Parsnip, and I think that's a regular color that they carry. This is Knitpicks something tweed, I don't know. No, it's not tweed. Twill. Knitpicks Twill in Rosewater, or possibly Rosewater Heather. And then this color, these are the leftovers from the navy socks that I finished. I'm looking at the wrong place again. The navy socks that I finished last time. So I love to use up leftovers. The teal color I had picked out, which was a Rowan cashmere tweed, was just giving me kind of the wrong gauge. It was just a little bit lumpy and bumpy. So I switched over to this navy color, and that's worked out a lot better as far as gauge goes. I really did prefer the teal color, the dark teal. But I mean, it's nice. It looks good. I'm okay. And it still matches a lot of my wardrobe. Like, I have a dress this color almost exactly there. I think it's a Hinterland by So Liberated that I made, and I wear a lot of pink, I wear a lot of navy. Like, we're okay. Like, whatever. It's not a problem substituting that yarn. So yeah, so it's really cool. Like, there's, you know, the modular stuff, which is fun, and then the stripes, and it's all garter, so so relaxing to do while you're watching something. And then there's a nice little slip stitch mosaic knitting right here, just a little bit, you know. It's just a really nice pattern. However, the pattern is written in a way where you're really efficient with changing yarns. So there's not she really works on it not having as many yarn ends to weave in. I totally appreciate that. However, there's a lot of yarn ends to weave in. So that's going to be fun at the end, but I may do a little bit as I go, but I kind of don't want to, I don't know. I have varying success with that, you know, in case, like, I had to change the navy, so I'm glad that I didn't do it before, you know, I figured out that I wanted to do that. And I'm past the point where I'm going to actually change any of the yarns, but sometimes I do like to wait just for gauge issues, you know, whatever. Yeah, but that's what I'm working on. This has been the primary focus of my knitting time the last couple of weeks, which you'll see. But I'm enjoying it, and I think it's really going to be a useful piece of my wardrobe. It's delight to knit. The yarn's nice. I'm using up stuff. And then when I finish these 2 lighter colors, these will go into my sea glass. And that'll be 2 extra colors that I can add. So that's why I started that, because I knew I would have leftovers. and I knew that they would be appropriate colors. And I wanted to knit it. That's Recipe for Success in my book. So the rest of my projects will not go into that project, but whatever. As I cast things off, I will cast things on that will, so that I can finish this stuff up and be happy with my decisions in life. Okay, let's do this next, because it's right here, and then I can pile stuff on top of it. This is Framed by Andrea Mowry. I am just doing a 2-color version. It looks awful right now because I find like when I'm doing color work and it's very geometric, like there's blocks versus like an actual like integrated uneven pattern, it just gets really ripply, and I know it will block out, but it just kind of drives me a little bit crazy. Anyway, Framed, Andrea Mowry. I think my cat's trying to get in the door, but he'll be fine. My awesome friend Alicia gave me some, I think it's Rosy Maple is the color of this Spincycle. I think it's Dreamstate is the bigger one. So she had some that she wasn't going to use anytime soon, and I was struggling with the yarns I was going to use for this. Like, I was going all over the place, and she really, really wanted me to knit it because she's a tester, and she enjoyed testing it so much, and I think she has another one cast on, and so it was just, you know, to get me going, bless her, she gave me some beautiful yarn to use, and I'm very grateful for it because it is stunning. I am totally enjoying this, and as a spinner, I've always kind of stayed away from Spincycle. Number one, because I already have a huge stash. Number two, I have a huge fiber stash for spinning, and I have a lot of hand spun already that I could be using, and it is kind of pricey. I understand totally why it's the price that it is. It's not something that I can freely buy for projects, and the size of my stash is kind of prohibiting buying anything for projects anyway, so this is my chance to use it, and I love it, and I'm having a great time. We'll just put it at that. Yeah. Oh, the gray is Premier Yarns, Stitch Please, All Bats Are Off. So, and that is actually, like, for being such a inexpensive yarn, it is quite soft. It's knitting up beautifully. I haven't had knots in the skeins or anything. It's just a nice yarn, and I think it's going to be a durable, but not in that gross rustic way. I think it's going to be quite a nice yarn. Yeah. All right, that's that. I have two more projects. Okay. The next thing is also something I'm knitting with friends, and I lost one of the balls. Ooh, no. Let me just do a quick little look. Okay, I don't know. I'm missing one of the balls, and I think it rolled somewhere. This is the Shift Cowl by Andrea Mowry. I am only on like the 4th section. Not very far. Oh gosh. And it's mosaic. I'm sure you guys have all seen this type of thing before. I'm knitting this with my friend Alicia, like I said before, and my friend Emily. We're all making them. The color that's disappeared, I think, was Wild Horses. I don't know. This is Salty Dog, and this is Ghost Ranch. And this is the Sport Weight Spincycle. Yeah. Dreamstate? I don't know. Dyed in the Wool. Yeah. So that's that. I haven't worked on it hardly at all. Alicia and Emily are really far along on theirs, so I really need to catch up. But I've just been enjoying the Clint shawl so much, and I really want to finish that because that's the only way I can finish my sea glass, and I am super motivated to get these sweaters off the needle so I have something to wear. All right, last thing. Where did that yarn go, I wonder? So my pair of socks that I'm taking around and knitting, you know, my traveling project, my plain project that I don't have to focus on. This is Hedgehog Sock, and I think the color's Anemone. This is a color that I probably wouldn't buy like now, but it did catch my eye, and it was like 5 years ago. I was finally able to get to the Loopy U in Fort Collins. I think now they're in Loveland. I don't know. They've moved. But it was such like an epic trip. Like, I mean, it was a trip like with my family, so obviously it was awesome anyway. But the fact that I got to go to a huge, like big yarn store and whatever, and get really cool yarn that I had only seen and not had, I don't know. I was super excited. The color was beautiful, but it's not something that I was going to use anytime soon. So my friend Emily has these boys that love color, and they're awesome, and I need socks to knit, but I do not need socks. So I just thought that I would work on some socks for them, which I showed you some last time, I think, or the time before. So they're getting a pair of hedgehog fiber socks. And I am more than happy to pass on some fancy socks to some playful, active kiddos that will enjoy the dye, even if they don't enjoy the yarn quite as much as an okay, I'm not even going to try to say a hard word today. Oh, it's a day, man. It's a day. I've had a lot of caffeine, and I don't have a lot of caffeine, but lately I've had a lot of caffeine, and anyway, yeah, so I'm making them a pair of socks. That will be 2 pairs so that I use the whole ball, and hopefully I will not have leftovers, or if I run out, I don't know, somebody's gonna get a stripe or something. Anyway, yeah, so I just like using up those little bits, and I have so much back here that, like, so much that I bought and my taste had changed, or I don't know, something fell through. So it's time to use those things and not hold on to things that I'm not going to use anytime soon. I don't know. I'm just trying to turn over things that have been in here for a while. Keep things fresh, work on things that I want to work on, and sneak in those things that I kind of have a lot of guilt tied up into. I don't know. I'm not going to say I don't have regrets. I do have regrets in life and in my yarn stash. And I think we all kind of do, and it's not like a huge problem, but it's compounded over the years. And I would like to not feel stagnant. So, yeah. So I'm making, anyway, the point I'm trying to make is I'm making an effort to get things that I have emotional, like, attachments to, get them out and have them serve a positive, like, I don't know, a positive purpose in the world. Have them help other people when they're hindering me. Yeah. Hi. I'm not going to go on and on about crazy stuff at the end because, yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys are all having a fantastic time. I hope you're enjoying whatever you're working on, because I truly am. I think it's unfortunately, it's a rare thing for me that I'm enjoying all of my projects. Usually there's always something that you're just like, oh, I can't wait to finish this. And I kind of feel like, I mean, my projects are big projects, and I don't want to say that they're a slog, but it's easy to be, especially this time of year, because all the good, like, autumn releases are coming out, and it's very exciting. There's a lot of really cool stuff coming out right now, and all I want to do is cast on all this new stuff and buy new yarn that, you know, is suitable for it and blah, 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 but the buying yarn thing is not going to happen. Buying patterns probably shouldn't happen either. I'm just excited to knit. That's what it is. And I'm just trying to turn that FOMO, consumerist energy into creativity and, I don't know, like a booster shot for me. Like I'm letting the excitement get me in a different way than how it normally would. That's a good thing. So working through some of that. Yeah, so that's it. Let me know what you're working on below because I love to hear about it. And follow me on Instagram and drop me a line. Let me know if you follow me on Instagram so I can follow you back, number one, and or on Ravelry, because I'll have that information below, because I would love to see your projects. A lot of you guys talk to me about things, but if you have a place where I can see them, oh, I would love to see what you're working on. A lot of things sound really exciting to me, and it's just, oh, I know it's not a one-sided thing, but I kind of feel like it's a one-sided thing, but I want to know what you are doing. I love to know what you guys are up to, and thank you for sharing it with me, because you guys like give me life and make me excited for this craft that I'm usually excited about, but now I'm like crazy about. So super fun. Anyway, love all you guys. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.